I've been waiting to ask Srikanth this question. How can we have, why haven't we, why hasn't Bangalore installed your systems? You've done it in Lucknow, and why not Bangalore?
We have. But our work, see, when you're working with the government, you always need to make the government look good. And that's how it is. You have to give all the praise to the government to do and make them. When the government changes,
okay, your smile says a lot. So waiting for some questions from the audience, please. Anyone? No questions?
So what are your thoughts on like personal sustainability? Because whatever is being discussed is like corporate. Company has to approve, board has to approve, government has to approve, it's all that. And that is like long run. So sustainability may not be the focus, you don't have the budget for that, like many aspects. What are your take on personal sustainability which we can do without any approval?
Yeah.
So that's Savitha's.
At a personal level, I think the best way to start becoming, setting up a sustainable home or a community is to segregate, and make sure that your biodegradable waste from your kitchen and garden is composted. The next thing is all your recyclable waste like plastic, paper, metal, e-waste and all that is sent for recycling. If you are living in a community, then it becomes easier because you can hire a dry waste recycler and get it sent out. But at a home level, what you can do is you can collect all your recyclable waste and leave it at a dry waste collection center. Most of the wards in Bangalore do have DWCC. That's another thing. Third thing is reject waste, and for that we have a lot of other sustainable choices. And I just wanted to add one more point to how do we educate children. Sustainability is one thing. Is I'm also a member of Solid Waste Management Roundtable. It's basically a group of activists. We are a not-for-profit NGO, and we go to many schools, colleges, corporates as well to educate people on sustainable living. Okay, there are so many. One thing, the first thing we tell them is to avoid single-use disposables and adopt so many other sustainable choices like steel cutlery, everything made of metal and all that. And we also promote setting up of steel cutlery bags, steel plates and cutlery bags. Okay, where you can, if you are hosting an event, you can go and rent them at a very cheap cost and save a lot of money and also a lot of waste that gets generated. And the last thing I would like to talk about is sustainable menstruation. Okay, many women are taking to some menstrual cups, which are proving to be very comfortable, and they are what my stone soup friend here Shanta would love to say. It is cash free, trash free and rash free solution. So we are promoting these solutions in schools and colleges as well and among corporates. So there are so many things that can be done at a personal level to reduce our own personal carbon footprint. It is possible. It may take some time, but it can be done.
By default.
I absolutely love that question because this is what I struggle with, right? If we make it a framework, we talk about what everybody else has to do, life is easy. And it was really interesting. I'd gone to the Museum of Tomorrow in Brazil in 2019, and they have a way, an interactive display to calculate your actual footprint. And mine was like 2.85 hectares. And I don't have an AC, I don't own a car. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then it came down to, okay, you take 6 international trips a year because you like to travel, right? So what I believe and what I say and what I do need to kind of be in sync. I picked that because it was my biggest one. I used to do these 6 small trips. I've been to 75 plus countries, so travel is big for me, right? I now do 2 trips a year of 6 to 8 weeks in a country. The only flight I take is to and from India to that country and back. Everything else is public transport there. It's hard. It's hard to make the change for yourself. It's easy to tell people, fund startups and all that. It's very hard. The other thing I would love you to do is read a book called The Day the World Stopped Shopping. Really nice. What would happen to the economic world if we just stopped buying stuff that we don't need? It's given me a lot of thoughts. I said, it's a no Amazon year. It's not worked out so well. I think it's a learning, but some of them are experts in specific areas. But pick the one thing you want to fix in your life, I think. would be a great start, and stop lecturing other people, I think, is the second thing.
So it's a very good question to begin with. And I have my wife here, Bhavna Mittal. Now, my home or our home now, before my marriage and after my marriage is looking very different. Because no plastic whatsoever at home. And it's been very difficult for me when we travel. The tendency is to pick up, plastic mineral water bottle. I haven't touched upon the plastic bottle for last 2 years now. However difficult it is, that you go without water for quite a few number of hours. The kitchenware which we have, that also is eco-friendly now. Gradually all the kitchenware, which wasn't eco-friendly, which I wasn't aware of at all, Bhavna has brought, to the world. So obviously, it can be led, from home. So thank you very much for bringing this question.